Hello, I'm back. I'd like to welcome you to my channel if you're new, and if you're not, welcome back. Please subscribe below. That helps a lot to the amount of views you get on your videos. Anyway, today I'm doing an album share, and these are nature pages, and although I have birds pictures on mine, there are a lot of nature pages here that you could use for summer, spring, um, vacations, children playing, that sort of thing. All right, even hiking and camping sort of thing as well. All right, so isn't this pretty? Love my little yellow finches. This, I used Kiwi Lane templates on this, and then the back one is a newer one that they've come out with that matches some of the older ones and adds an extra ruffly layer. So I like that. I did it down the side as well and across the top on this one. I found a really pretty paper with yellow, this floral, this big print, and then I had to find coordinating smaller print, and then a solid, or it's a polka dot actually, and then I used the lighter shade for a background with not too bold a print on the back. I then I just cut these frames. I cut this one with a scallop border on my Cricut cutter. It has all these different blades you can buy to cut different kinds of edging, and I forget I have them all the time. So anyway, I thought I'd use it this time. I did mat these photos with the same polka dot as I used on the bottom around here. So I found some really cute bird cage images and bird on a tree with cages. Just gave me a theme for the page. I loved it. So I made those, and I used a border. This is a circle punch actually, but you could find images like that in Design Space. It's just faster for me to use a punch because I have it. But I do have Design Space links for all my pages on my website. These are all in Everyday Life Scrapbook number 55. And there is a link to my website below. And so you can go there to see all these, copy them exactly if you like, and you could switch them up or switch the colors around. Anyway, I love these birdcage images, so I just used them, and my circles are behind. I cut one in half and put half over there and the other half here. Then I found this border in my stash, and it's pretty little yellow flowers, so with little butterflies on it. So I lifted it up with the foam lifters, the little ones, and I found some yellow butterflies. I put them all over the place. And so I lifted that, and then with a marker I drew a little dotted line on here. I guess you can't see it, but just to add a little detail so you can, I hope you can see that under the butterfly, the dotted line. It shows a little path that he was flown. I maybe could have done it a little darker, but I didn't. It just adds detail, brings your eye over there. I raised this flower border as well on foam dots, and then I added some yellow stickers that I had. Now, once I do all my Cricut images and that, I just doll it up with the ephemera that I have. And I've said I love putting little bird things on the photos, or not bird, word titles on the photos. Added here, love this the most, spring, bird watching, whatever. I like adding the little words on the here and there in the clusters or on the photos. Anyway, a very pretty page. Now, I wouldn't hesitate to use this page for kids playing or nature walk or something like that. there's lots of uses for these. Don't be put off by my bird photos. Because you can think outside the box and how else you could use this. This could be a party, a shower, wedding photos, girly photos, baby girl. It's just kind of feminine with the pink and yellow flowers. And I have yellow finches on here. Okay, so this is a border paper. So I just trimmed it, put the border on top of a coordinating background. And then I found this striped paper that had the pink and green and yellow, the colors in the floral, and just ran a 6-inch border across the top. And then I added some pink border to it, top and bottom, and added little tags along the way. This is, that's the same border I used on the last page. I guess I had 2 of them, so I used one on here because it has yellow flowers as well. I cut it into little pieces and spread it across. And this is paper that coordinates with this. So I fussy cut it into, because it's a floral cluster and it's very pretty, both of these. And then I cut out that one flower and placed it up top. So that sort of gives me a triangle. And lined all my photos up on top and tucked another one down there. Added some more words, captured moments, the little things. Pretty. I didn't put any enamel dots on this. I might have forgotten. This is another pretty page. So I shadowed all my background pieces. This is 1, 2, 3, 4 repeated. They're the same. And then I used a fussy cut. Yeah, this is a laser cut frame that I had, and this is as well. I like them. They showed up on the page. So this one I had to mat in navy so that it would the cutouts would show up. So I just fussy cut around it. And then I found really cute bird images in Design Space on Birds on Branches. So I found all these 3 different ones. Added some, to create a cluster, I added leaves that I used punches for. And these flowers are from Creative Memories, a collection. So I just, because they're little flowers like this, I used these tiny little flowers too. And then I found this corner. I liked using that. It seemed to go with this. I also added, because this was plain up here, I liked layers, so I did a frame at the back and then added another one on top that I also put white, colored behind it so the white stripes would show up, and then I added this on top. So it's just creating layers. It adds more interest to me, and I raised this little bee and all these little flowers, and all the birds are on lifters. So it adds dimension. And here's Hello Sunshine. You have to use the stickers you have, right? Very pretty paper. I love this paper. So this is what makes it the page, right? Pretty papers. I'm never afraid to use my prettiest papers. That's what I want to use first. See, I added another frame back here to add extra layers like I did there. Another pretty page. Now this would be nice for all kinds of, I don't know, nature walks, whatever. There's always in outdoor pictures, you might have blue sky, so it would go. Now, this page, I just decided out of the blue to use shamrocks. And so I just cut out a whole bunch of shamrocks and found a shamrock corner. Used shamrocks all over the place. But first of all, I found a really pretty paper. It's yellow and green because the photos are yellow and green mostly. And then I matted them with mats here. So I have a box, and another box. This one I just did on top. Then I placed my photos. So I added a bird here, and another one. That makes 3, right? In a triangle, like you're supposed to do. I then spread the shamrocks all over the top. I did do large, oh, this is a page die. This is from Creative Memories, and it's 3 welded frames together, and instead of putting photos in all 3, I put a pretty paper. And then, because I had this to start with, I copied it on this side with just using pretty papers and added my photos to the top. Yeah, that's how that worked. And then I found this really pretty birds on a branch. So I joined the 2 pages with that. This one is in a nest. Cute. Oh, so's that one. Yeah, I thought they were cute. They all are. I haven't looked at these in months, so it's a surprise. I'm a little behind in making videos. Okay, so we had a hawk visit our backyard. Whenever he comes, all the other birds run and hide. They fly into the bushes. So then he just hangs around for half an hour. So we end up able to get pictures of the hawk while he's waiting for the birds to move. All right, so his tones are brown and cream. So I found this paper and it had a bit of green in it too. So this floral coordinated with it, and then this one did as well. So I like my coordinating papers. These might be, they're all 6-inch squares. So I could have cut my paper into 6 inches, or you could use papers from a 6-inch pad and just fan them there. And these are 1, 2, 3 in a line. So I created a bit of an abstract picture or design. And then this is a laser cut frame that I used behind, a photo frame. I just tucked it behind. I like using frames in different ways. I don't frame the photos with them. Often I'll put them on top of a photo at an angle or something, or just, I don't know, here's another frame, laser cut. I put that for a background for this little cluster. And then I created another cluster here with just some ephemera that I had. Trees, groupings, pretty. And this is, I don't know, they all had the colors that I needed here. I think I have actually like 4 clusters on here. 1, 2, 3, 4. But it balances, so it's okay. Once you know the rules, you can break them. Then I added a pretty border along here to fill this up. I don't like it empty at the bottom of my page. It seems to me like I need something to hold the weight of everything on the page. So this is a grounding at the bottom. And then I added this is a layered, beautiful border from Creative Memories as well. I like all their laser cut stuff. I use it a lot. Another pretty outdoor page. Now this you could use for camping and hiking and anything outdoorsy. Beach even. Very nice. I like them. I love nature, so. Well, this is pretty. I can get the other side. All right. This hawk, he was around for a while, so we did a lot of pictures of him. All right, so first of all, we did a big, like a 4-inch border across both sides. And then I did a coordinating paper with a giant, like 11.5-inch circle. And I did matte the circle so it would show up better. Then I found 2 images. I love this image in Design Space. It's kind of abstract. So I used my Creative Memories has some dot pens. One end is fine and it writes, and the other end is a big, like a dot maker. The end is about the size of this bead, and the longer you hold it down, the bigger your dot will be. So I used the brown one to make the dots on there, just to have a little fun with it. I cut this border in half, used half down here and half from the bottom going up. I placed my photos like 4x4s here, and then a 4x6. This might have been a 5x7 that I trimmed down. Then I placed these little frames that I got. They might be 49 in Market, and they have a pack of green ones and a pack of brown ones. These are 49 in Market. Also, these embellishments, so they make beautiful clusters. They're so delicate. Absolutely love them. Anyway, I added some little words here. Oh, this one came off. What a lovely day. And welcome. Welcomed him to my yard. Anyway, it was lovely to see him for a long time. And added, I guess, just butterflies that was part of this collection. I think it's the terracotta collection from 49 in Market. This is a lovely corner as well. Another pretty page. This could be hiking, camping, anything. You have to use your imagination. Just forget about my pictures and think of your own. Now we have more of the hawk. Now he's up in the trees. He is cute. Okay, so on this layout, I have borders with tags, swallowtail tags they're called in Design Space. And then I did a big block here and a big stripe on this one for a background. There was so much green in these pictures that I used a dark green paper on this page. So I just had some fun doing clusters. This is all ephemera. There's nothing from the Cricut other than I did cut out the tags on the Cricut. So the rest is just ephemera. This is 49 in Market again, the terracotta, and cutting up just little bits and making clusters with it all. These are Creative Memories, all these things. But I had a lot of fun just decorating the page. Once it's put together, I have a lot of fun decorating. This is my words. I like these little words again, so I'm sticking them in wherever I can fit them in somewhere. These are like paper clips. They're cute. And I matted the photos a little bigger with a pretty paper so that it creates a frame for it. It'll show up better. And it also repeated the brown where there wasn't much brown on this page. So I added a little more by repeating that. That's a cute bird image. Okay. I may have mentioned it at the beginning. I might have, but in case I didn't. There are Design Space links to copy all of these pages on my website. And there's a link below for that. Okay. I'm not sure that this goes that way. No, it doesn't. It goes this way for sure. Okay, because this bird has to be facing in, and so does that one. All right, I used Kiwi Lane here, and what you do for that is just wavy borders. Now, you just pick a multicolored paper that you like the most for the top one, and then you find coordinates to go with it in contrasting colors using these colors and layer them so that this contrasts with this, so it'll show up, and that contrasts with that, so it'll show up, and this contrasts with the background. So everything pops. It all shows up, and if you ink the edges, it just works out, and put them on each side, it works out beautifully. And because he was sitting on my chain link fence here, I did a big wide chain link border. I just cut it out with my Cricut. And then I found this great hawk image. I should have embossed this. I didn't. I guess I had it all on there before I realized. Sometimes you forget. I should have embossed the branch too. Don't forget to emboss. It makes such a big difference. Okay, after I'd placed my photos, I added frames. These are simple stories that coordinated with this paper collection. So I added it onto, and this is a sticker I added on top. Today's the day. I just like to use frames differently than most people. That's just my thing. And then I used some just arrows there. I created a diamond with those two and added another one, used one over here. And then I added clusters of enamel dots. We all like those these days. My little border tag up there is kind of cute. Anyway, this is a great nature page. So I think this is a different hawk. Well, it is. We have them from time to time because we feed the birds. So on this page, it was very simple because I used Creative Memories. This is a page laser cut. So I filled in, it's like a wreath, and I filled in all these circles with paper, with this floral print and with this stripe print. I just punched circles. The circle punch worked just behind it, so it made it perfect, easy to do. And then I put a border on the background of this, across, that up and down and across. And then this is another laser cut page from Creative Memories. So that has 4 photos, 2 square and 2 round, and I used the 2 round to put paper in, coordinating with this, putting it on both sides. So then I used these 2 for backgrounds for clusters. And here's my little words I like to add all the time. This was delightful. I just added a border on this side and a border here with another one on top with bees. Yeah, 3 clusters. These are ephemera from, they're probably Creative Memories clusters. I don't know which collection. But, so because this was a round circle, I put paper, I filled it in with paper in the center and cut my photo into a circle. And these I cut into squares. They sort of fit perfectly. Added another piece of border here to just dress it up a little bit. Then I cut out a circle. I had to repeat the green from this side. There's a lot of green, not much over here. So I used a circle punch and I cut out a circle and I tucked it underneath. It just adds more green to this side. And that's why I added the green trees and that. Anyway, I like this page a lot. It's pretty. And simple with those laser cuts. Now this is pretty too. Paper makes the pages so pretty when you have beautiful paper. I love this paper with the black background and the big Monstera leaves. And then this is all leaves in the reverse. Love that. So it's the paper that makes the pages, right? Pattern papers make your pages, your pictures look 3D. They always do. What is this? doesn't belong there. It's sticky, so it came off of somewhere. So I found we feed them sunflower seeds a lot. So the ground was covered in sunflower seeds under the bird feeder. And then we give them suet too in the winter and the fall. So because it was so many sunflower seeds, I found this image of sunflower seeds, so I thought that was kind of perfect. It delighted me. And then I just used a border punch all on the bottom to join these two pages. And I used craft paper to do for the backgrounds of all of these, and I did the images all in black so they would pop on the craft. And then I used the craft to mat all the photos here. It just worked for me. This is coming off. It says lovely there, and this says gorgeous. I love these. Are American starlings, and they come by our place. They don't stay either, but when they come 200, 300, 400 at a time, and they fill my neighbor's maple trees, and they eat at my feeder. So, and they just stick around till everyone's had a feed, and then they're gone. But they're so beautiful. Love those birds. I had never seen them in my life until I moved to Vancouver, and they were a lot of them there. And here, now I'm living in a different area in Ontario, and I see them pass through. So, all right, I love these lifted, and I put more leaves behind, like the giant leaves that were behind these. Created another cluster here with cutouts of leaves, and had a lot of fun doing this. I really like this page. Now, my neighbor, every year, robins make a nest outside her door in a hose reel. And so she puts her cell phone up and takes a photo of the nest to see if they've hatched, and they had hatched there. So she sent me I asked her to send me the photo. So this page is about birds' nests. So they don't look like robins. They do look like starlings, but I think they're robins because it's robins that nest there all the time. Anyway, this is about nests. So I found all the images. This is a nest. Here's another one. They were fun to do. And then this is like a mother bird with the baby chicks. So my background is just blocks of paper overlapping on both sides, making sure each pattern is on both sides of the page. And I just put a border down here, added some film strips, photo strips behind, and filled it in with this paper to repeat this paper over here because it was much lighter on this side. I needed to lighten up this side. So I embossed these, the nest, this one too, and then it was just a lot of fun doing these. Yeah, really cute. Use a little marker to add a little more detail in their eyes and some little detail to this. It was fun to work on. Anyway, I just love scrapbooking so much. So I lined up 2 photos this way in a block and then ran the rest horizontal. Put cut one in the middle in a circle just to break things up, just to make it a little more interesting. So another nature page. Now, this one is back to the Orioles. They are so cute. Oh my gosh. All right, this paper is perfect for Orioles with the colors of this photo. So I then pulled the green out in a print, and then the orange out in a print, the coordinate, repeated them over here. It's great. I love Kiwi Lane. Now I found this border in Design Space, and I just created it on top of the seam where these two papers join. And then I found this border, put it over to the side, and repeated it top and bottom on this side. After I had tucked in the photos under this border here. As long as the birdies showed, I was happy. And then I found this too in Design Space. I cut this really pretty frame out and I put it on a diagonal over the photo. To me, that creates interest and makes it more interesting to have things done a little differently. And then I found these are vellum, and I think they're from 49 in Market, these butterflies. Yeah, they're on vellum and they weren't showing up, so I had to put white. I actually just punched a white butterfly and put it underneath here. I cut out white paper under that, and I punched another butterfly and put it underneath that one to make life simple. Added another white butterfly there. So that's another finished page. Oh, enamel dots in 3 different places in clusters. I love the colors of these. Enjoying these, seeing these again. Here we have more Baltimore Orioles. They're so pretty. All right, this page has 2 big, like, I guess it's 10-inch by 10-inch, but they're touching in the middle. And then I have another big, this might be a 9-inch square, and this one is a big, wide 8-inch border going down the background, and then I added borders on top. And that gave me room for 3 clusters, so I actually, these are clusters with fruit, so they have oranges in them. Because of course they're Orioles, that's what they want. So yeah, there's the oranges on my feeders. So, and they also like grape jelly, so I put that out too. There's grape jelly in these cups out there. Anyway, so then after placing my photos, I have a 5x7 and 2 4x6s. After placing them, I added my clusters in place, and then I used a chipboard frame from Simple Stories to put over top of that fella at an angle, and just added some little bits of leaves there and a little, I don't know, enamel dots here and there. I used giant ones and I only used one here and there. And then I added my little words, simply the best, love watching them. Okay, that's the end of this album. I hope you enjoyed it. And don't forget, join my Facebook group, please. I would love that. So thanks for watching, and happy scrapping.